told you I would surprise you one day and have my hair fixed. And it's sort of fixed. It could be better. And my makeup on. And it's the weirdest time. It's 8 p.m. And I just now felt well enough today to do this. Now, you're getting to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. And you know what? This is just what my life is like. Got some bags over there from my mother-in-law of clothing to go through to see if I needed anything out of those. She's doing some clean out. And over here, it's just a lot of nonsense because, oh, and you know, grandchildren. I got to get a tripod to hold this camera up. But really what I plan to do this evening is I've got about a 1 hour gap here. He worked late and he's on the way home, and we're going to go eat a late supper, even if it's Huddle House or something. We're going to go eat a late supper together. But I thought it would be fun to just show the process of my china. Let's see. All right. Now, this china cabinet, well, you know, I got some crafting going on here, and there's a little sneak peek of my Pottery Barn inspired, what do you call it, a garland? Okay, but the story with my beautiful china cabinet is that it was free. Facebook Marketplace find. Beautiful and free because I saw it 15 minutes after it was listed for $25. So I'm immediately contacting the seller and I'm saying, hey, I want this. But it did take me several days to be able to line up my guys to help me. And the guy was really patient and really nice because they were busy too and they were out of town. But the day that I got Ben and Sam to come help me get it, we live near Gunnersville Lake, and it was a house over on Sunset Drive with a very steep front yard, and they had this thing laying on its side on the front porch of this very steep, I mean, we had to go, there was at least 50 feet of rock steps that this thing had to go down, and it's extremely heavy, and we didn't think it came apart. We later discovered once we got it home that there were directions of how to take it apart. It would have been easier. But we didn't know that, so they took it. By the time we got it on the back of the truck, the seller says, you know what? You can have this for free because that was a monster to get that down these steps, and I feel like I ought to even pay y'all for having taken it off my hands. So it was dirty, it was dusty, it was terrible. But we cleaned it up, and there it is. And I'm going to empty it to get ready for putting my fall dishes in there. All right, this table's a hot mess because I've got crafts going on this end and life happening like it always does on the other end. And recently found thrift decor. Look at these. I don't think this was in a thrift haul video. There's two of them. I mean, these things come out separately. I just stuck them up there because I thought they were cute. But these were $3.99 each, and I really love them. And they are part of my fall decor. But like I said, all this stuff is here. Can you even see? I'm too far away to manipulate my camera. But I've got my some of my vintage bottle collection here, and I need to do a proper display of and a proper video of the stuff that I'm doing. But right now what I want to do is empty this out to get it ready for green for the fall. I've got lots of pretty green dishes, and I'm ready to start switching this out now. Got this little twigs of ivy, but I'm going to use different greenery, different accents, a different look. And you know what? I bet when I turn my back, you can't hear a thing I'm saying. So maybe I'll just be quiet and play some music over it. know what? It's really hard for me to be quiet, so I will talk a little bit. These glasses are, I call these my Gloria glasses. My sister-in-law that has gone to be with Jesus gave me these glasses, and I love them so much. They were her grandmother's, and they're very special to me. I actually have a ridiculous amount of dishes and glassware, because when Mallory got married, I already had a lot. I had a lot of vintage dishes, but for her wedding reception, I collected enough vintage china that we seated all over 200 guests with china and silverware and glassware. It was beautiful. Not something that you probably ought to do if you don't already enjoy collecting china, and I do still have all that china, and I'll show you sometime what I use to store it. I found on Facebook Marketplace, obviously, you know, naturally, that's where I find so much of my stuff. I found it is a big metal file unit for, you know, heavy paper medical files. And it's the right height with the dividers, shelves and dividers, you know, for my dishes. So that's what I use to store my dishes, and I'm not sure if I'll have enough room for all my Blue Willow. I'll have to see what kind of room I've got in there, because I'm constantly moving things around and constantly switching them out and using different ones for different seasons and different reasons. And I'm always so in love with my blue and white dishes that I use them. Sometimes I use my Blue Willow as my everyday dishes. Right now I've got another set, two other sets, Asiatic pheasant, Johnson Brothers. I've got a large set of those. Let's see, I've got a huge family. And another set that I forget the name of. It's a little simpler, but it's blue and white as well. And those are my everyday dishes right now. Oh, I don't know how that happened. Here I come to rescue it. I think the doggy bumped into it. Doggy, did you bump into it, Ella? Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't. I don't know. Maybe I didn't have it balanced correctly, but you know, I'm going to have to break down. If I'm going to do YouTube, I'm going to have to break down and actually get some professional equipment here. Let's see. Am I still on? You know what I bet? I bet it's turned upside down now. Okay, the dog bumped my camera and it went down. So what I was saying is that I love to use Blue Willow, and lots of my dishes, I like to use them for my everyday dishes, because the dishes that I collect this way, they're not so expensive that it would kill me if one got broken, and one occasionally does. I have a huge family and we're busy, and you know, I do require people in my family to take turns cleaning up, and the boys are just not as careful as they ought to be. And that's just the chance you take, but none of these sets are particularly valuable as for, I mean, they're valuable. And of course, they're valuable to me because I just love them. But they're not like priceless keepsakes to the point where, you know, I'm going to be devastated if I have to replace one. Now, these still have wall hangers. I had these on the wall for a long time. This set came from my mother because I made a not so subtle request of my mother. I said, Mama, if you ever decide that you don't need those blue plates anymore, I really, really want them to live in my house. And so one day she said, why don't you just get those blue plates? I said, yay! I was hoping you would let me have those blue plates. Because, you know, I made a real subtle hint that I really love them. And they do go well. They're a nice coordinating thing to do with this. Okay, so now I'm gonna go get my glass cleaner. Love is the aerosol magic glass cleaner. I like it the best, but I'm not sure how in an enclosed situation that there's dust on these glass shelves, but there is. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. I mean, it actually looks like little bits of dried flowers, and I haven't had any dried flowers in here. Heavens, who knows? Who knows? I sure don't. Okay, we're ready. We're ready for some green plates. And I meant to bring up, I've got a set downstairs. We have a walkout basement, and 2 of our bedrooms and 1 bathroom is downstairs, and also a large playroom with a kitchenette on the end of it. And I've got a set of green dishes down there that just happen to be the right color. I'm gonna go get those. Come on. You know you can't go in there. You know you cannot. Okay, so they're dustier than I thought. They were sitting on the dish strainer down there and haven't been used in an ever so long time. So I'm just, since this is not something we're going to be eating off of, I'm just going to Windex and wipe them off as I go. Like I say, they're just this just happens to be the color that I really want to use this fall, and not real sure how I'm going to arrange things. I guess before I start putting stuff in, I should actually play around. That's what happens when you run down the stairs, grab a big stack of heavy dishes, and then run back up the stairs. Okay, I'm catching my breath. It's fine. Probably see the dust falling off of these. The kitchenette downstairs, right now it is a construction zone because we are putting in the bathroom, putting it back together after having been out of commission for longer than I care to admit. But you know, we got 2 bathrooms upstairs, so you know, we don't have to have it down there, but it will be very nice. It's going to be a beautiful little bathroom. I'll show it to you when it gets to a point where it looks like something. But we do have the tile for it, and we've got we had to do a bunch of shenanigans. When they built this house in 1972, they did not, well, they just didn't make decisions like I would have. We came along in 1999 and moved in here. But evidently the standards and the choices of 1972 were not my standards and not my choices. That's okay. We're gonna get it all figured out. Now, what you can't see is that I have all my blue willows still just stacked up. And I'm kind of like that. You're going to find a lot of YouTubers who are really meticulous and clean and do things very methodically. And I do things 4 zones at once. And I'm not sure why I do that, but that's just the way my brain works. Like, it doesn't bother me to go ahead and put the green in while the blue's still sitting out, because I'm going to box up or put the blue back where it goes, or maybe even when I vacate some space in the bottom of this big cabinet, I might have room to put my blue willow under here. We'll just have to see. Okay, that's oh, there it is. I thought I had already gotten some of this out, but I had to cover it all up and hide it from the twins. You guys love it, love it. They are so busy. Now, I've been talking about these. See how pretty? And this is the first time that I will have ever had them anywhere near these. But I think all this is going to go together. All the greens. I just got this green idea that I'm just wanting to do green and enjoy green. How many of these do I have? Only 4. Okay. And this is just a work in progress. I'm not going to I'm not going to know for sure how I want these to look till I just start doing it. This is kind of the method that I go by. I've got a lot of cute green accessories that are all the right color. And I found this stack of Hull. All that was $5. And I wish there were more bowls, but hey, that's adorable. And I was excited to find it, really excited to find that. So those are going to get featured in there somehow. Like I say, I don't know. I've got odd numbers of things. But you know, you don't have to use every single plate that you've got. You can use even numbers of them, or you can figure out ways to make it. Those are really sweet together. Oh wait, where's the big green ones? The big green ones. Maybe they're big enough. Can they still be seen behind anything? Not really. Okay. I'll probably end up rearranging these dishes at least 3 times before I get happy with it. But to me, that's part of the fun, and I'm okay with that. Oh, how cute. These are going to be so cute. Where's the other green ones? Where's the other green ones? They're all green. What I should have said, I mean, there's some markings, but it's too blurry. It wasn't imprinted crisply. It wasn't embossed sharply enough that you can read it. So I don't know what in the world these things, what the maker is, but they're pretty. I like them. That's good enough for me. Let's see. Think about things and then decide for real what might actually be cute. See, like this, and I need some wall tacky. I need some little putty things to go in this glass, little balls of putty. I saw some recently in my world, but where it is now I don't know. So now, it just magically became a fall display with green dishes and gold Whitehall glasses. Well, let me just tell you how that came about. It came about because sometimes when I'm doing things, you know, this is all one area, my dining room and my living room where the television is and everything. And sometimes when I'm working on stuff, I've got a lot of other things going on with my big old family, and that's okay. So I think there might have been a football game on the TV. It was pretty loud. So let me just fill you in on what all happened. Now, I've got 3 or 4 sets of green dishes all mixed up together, which is fun. I love doing that, really. It's very interesting. And I have, oh, look at that little brass quail. Isn't he a cutie? For a couple of days, I just had the green dishes with the little pumpkins. Now the pumpkins, I just happened to go into my Dollar Tree, my local Dollar Tree. I didn't even take tags off. They kind of help. Not really. I was going to say they kind of help keep them from being scratchy on the glass, but maybe not. I just happened to go into that Dollar Tree at the right moment when they had a whole big new shipment of fall things. So I got 4 white ones, and I loved the little spotty green. Those were Dollar Tree pieces, and I got them, gosh, at least a month ago, and I've just been storing them in my cabinet. But like I said, for the first couple of days that I had it switched over, it was just the dishes. And then my precious mother-in-law, just casually one evening, we were over there, and she said, I've got some glasses I would like to give you. I said, oh really? She said, yeah. Look at this full set. There's 8 tall, like tea glasses, and 8 little parfait. I said, I really need to make some little pudding parfaits put in there, and 8 juice glasses, little orange juice glasses. And so she proceeds with her sassy self to get on a ladder and get up in the tallest, highest level of her kitchen cabinets and start pulling them down. And she had the pitcher and that precious bowl that went with it. And just look how sweet it all goes together. Oh, I've had that Franciscan ivy, one piece of that, for ever so long. It's got a chip on the bottom that I can see. If I cared that much, I'd paint it in, but I don't really care that much. I think those little pumpkins came from Hobby Lobby in a bag of other pumpkins. Let's see. I've had that for a while. Thrifted somewhere. That leaf dish, I'm not sure what that is. It might come off if I were to really scrub or take a magic eraser, but wasn't truly necessary this time because I just set it like that. That set of mixing bowls, maybe Huntsville thrift store. Yeah, I think that came from Saving Way, but there's 4 of those. The green moss balls, let's see, those. One day I had taken my little mother-in-law to the doctor, and she was so sweet. She handed me a $20 bill and she said, go shopping, go find something to find for yourself. Now listen, how is all this dust happening? I don't know how in an enclosed space. Maybe it happened when I was putting that twiggy wreath back there. Who knows? I don't know. But I really have enjoyed, over the past day or so, seeing all this fall goodness together. And I asked Ben, he always gives me the most hilarious commentary. But I asked Ben, I said, what do you think of the Whitehall glasses, the glasses that your mother gave me? Of course, when I brought them home, I put them straight in the dishwasher. She hadn't used them in a while, so they were in need of a little spiffing and shining, and so I put the whole set on a gentle cycle in my dishwasher. Oh, there's one more glass way back there. Oh, and those pretty dishes there came from, I think, a Huntsville thrift store. I'm not sure, can't remember. But everything, everything comes from places that are so Easy. Oh, did I show you what that was? That came from North Carolina. I don't even know what it is. May not even be valuable. I just think it's interesting. I'm not sure how old it is or anything like that. But I asked Ben, what did he think of it? And he said, wow. Throwback to the 70s with those glasses. I said, I love them. Now, I don't love everything from the 70s, but I really do love those amber colored, and I think maybe the official term is gold. But you don't do a lot of amber colored things. Now, this is not truly arranged or displayed as it ought to be, but let's just go ahead and include this. Got some little extra things here because I'm about to put together a wreath for Mallory. I just did a wreath for Lauren. And this little chicken feeder, I guess that's what that is. I mean, I think it is just decor, but I had a really good time putting fall items, including a little random assortment of candy that the family has pretty much already gone through. And I don't know what I need to use these for, but they're so adorable, and I got them sticking in that little tiny cup there. Wooden acorns, little gourds, cinnamon sticks, pine cones. Oh goodness, oh goodness. This is just stuff that's just kind of sitting around. You know, this is my life. And I could just not decorate, or I could, oh, and look, there's the bonus glasses that came with the Wow glasses. They got a wash too, but I'm not sure. I may actually use those a little more liberally, a little more everyday-ish, because I'm not sure how valuable they are. I'm pretty sure the Whitehall glasses are quite valuable. I looked them up on, I think Mercari showed for a set of 4 amber glasses alone, just 4, or $30-something just for the 4 of them. But I didn't dig very deep to know. But like I said, I could either not decorate because I always have other things and other clutter going on, or I could just go ahead and decorate and enjoy my decor in the middle of my busy life. And that's what I choose. And it's a constant changing, morphing situation here, because as I work on things, I'm in the middle of putting a coat of chalk paint onto that one. It was a very navy dark blue, but it's a big solid hunk of wood. That's going to make a really good with a pottery stamp on it. Oh, look at that big Popeyes box. We got chicken the other night and it made a good box to hold my craft supplies. I'm crazy, y'all, but it's okay. I'm just busy. And this is another thing too. I could craft in a whole different part of the house, and sometimes I like to do that, but a lot of times I just want to be where my family is. Okay, and then I couldn't see something. I had to bring in my big guns, my big strong whatever. But my fake apples that look so real that Joel reached over and got one. He said, how disappointing. I really thought I was going to enjoy a big old apple. So I need to go get him some actual real apples. Those are actual tangerines there. And I just recently, I didn't intend for that to stay there, but that's okay. I did just recently get that chicken print, which I think is beautiful. And I'm loving the green. I don't know, I've never used green in the fall before, but here it is in the fall. And this odd fellow wood carving right here, I call him the Apostle Paul, because he's got these books here, you know. I'm not sure if he really is the Apostle Paul or not. And see the way my 1972 house was built, you can see straight through to my kitchen, where there is evidence of several activities with cooking that have not been washed up yet. This is just my life. This is just what happens in my life. And you can See where I came in and set my Bible down? Bless it. Bless it, the entire New Testament is falling out. It's loose leaf now. That's okay. I know where everything is in this Bible, and I'm reluctant to replace it. I'll just use it as it is. But this area continues to be just ever morphing, and there's just stuff. Oh, look, there's my gnomes. I'll have to do a video on gnomes. Those are going to my booth. But I enjoy very much the process of just slowly kind of changing things around. There's one of my match jars that has a vintage. I printed out images of vintage matchboxes and put them on. I need to gather that up and take that to my booth as well. You know, I do more crafts than I can keep up with. I'm just crafty to the bone, and I can't help it. But that's what's going on over here. I put this tablecloth on top of my buffet because it's got some graffiti on top from my children over the years, scratching their names. Could never get a real clear confession over who did it. Somebody did it. Like they scratched their sibling's name, and I can't even remember whose name's on it right this second. But I put the little tablecloth over it just for fun for Claire's birthday party, which was back in May, and I've just kind of enjoyed it being this way all this time, because here it is September, it's still there. But that's just a glimpse of some more stuff that's just in process. The only reason I even have these sitting out is because I just got them at a thrift store, and I've lost the little owl. I don't know what I did with it. There's a sweet little owl that I'm gonna paint him, because he doesn't have a good paint job right now, but I'm gonna paint him white and then distress him like I just did with, oh, I'll show you. Now I had done a little bit of fall decor here with the beads and the moss ball garland, and then I actually made that is a napkin that I decoupaged onto that little wood. You know, the Dollar Tree has these little wood pieces with the jute already on it and the holes. But I did a napkin, and then I took some antiquing wax and just kind of glazed and aged it over. And I didn't intend for that to be my fall mantle, but after I did it, I kind of loved it. Now, the reason I brought you over here is to show you that I had done, I don't know if you remember from the thrift haul a day or two ago, this was just wood, which you can still see. It was hard to reach down in there, so I didn't bother. But it's just wood, and I paid $1 for it. But I used another one of those images. See, what I do is I find my images, and I get them printed out, and then I just Mod Podge them onto whatever. But this is the little deer that I found maybe on the first video, and he was brown, didn't have the most attractive paint job, so I decided that this little fella needed to be painted and distressed and then waxed. So I enjoyed him. Now, this was a thrift find. I don't know if it ever made it onto a, look, it's a hymn book. It's an old hymn book. And that would have been very hard for me. Somebody else did this. It would have been hard for me to cut up a hymn book to do that with. But, you know, if it was dog-eared and damaged anyway, I sure am enjoying seeing the little pages. Softly and tenderly, Jesus is calling. I didn't know that was in there. That's so precious. Well, I'm enjoying it as is. And over here, I did another paint job to this little squirrel because I decided that I didn't love the paint job I had done, Now when I got him, he was a really odd color. He was a very dark, odd color, and I didn't care for him, so I did a little kind of a dry brush technique over him, and then I wasn't very happy with that, so I ended up doing plaster Waverly chalk paint and some antiquing wax and a little bit of distressing on him, so I like him a lot better now. Still very much enjoying that basket wall. That's my china cabinet decor change from summer blue willow to fall green ivy, and I'll do another video soon which features my Pottery Barn hack, my Pottery Barn inspired fall garland that I have finished, and I haven't even gotten my fall decor down from the attic yet. So when I do that, that'll all be together in the next video. See you next time.